Are we ready? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Yes, we're ready. All right, Ms. Wimbush, you can resume.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Boone, sorry about that earlier. Regarding your visit in the Wimbush home on June 15th, do you recall submitting notes or log of contact narratives from that visit?
Yes.
Do you recall on what date you actually did that entering of the narratives?
I don't remember, no.
Okay. Did you have a usual and customary time frame that you would enter in your logs based on the timing that you went to visit a home and the timing that you entered it into the computer?
Usually within a week.
Within a week? Okay. So during that week, is it possible that you could have forgotten some information or possibly misconstrued some information?
I took notes at the visit, and then I typed them up. So I think the notes are pretty accurate.
Okay. And did you review those notes before
Yes.
this hearing? Okay. Can you tell me, you stated that Ricardo had been disobedient. Can you elaborate on what it was that what you recall that I told you, or what you reviewed that I told you, as far as in what ways he had been disobedient?
I remember you brought up the fact that he had touched 4 of his siblings, touched the private parts of 4 of his siblings.
Do you recall me telling you that he lies a lot?
You did say that he was disobedient and he lies.
Okay. In your notes, did you state that, or I believe in your testimony today, and maybe I got this wrong, you stated that that he had been locked in the basement for 2 years.
He had told me January of 2013, in that room since January of 2013.
Okay.
And I don't think that you had disagreed with that when we talked.
Okay. Do you recall in your notes that you stated that he had been locked in the basement for 2 years?
Probably, like I said, things had, my understanding was that things changed along the way. It wasn't like he was locked in a lock was put in that door to his room and that was it. Like I said, it was a progression. According to what he's told me, what you've told me, I mean, you've never denied that he was locked in that room. I think that you didn't know the exact date. Ricardo was the one that said January 2013.
And he gave you that exact?
Yes, he said
Okay.
January 2013.
Okay. And you said that he was locked in that room. And what do you mean by that? That he was never out of the room?
That the lock had been put in on the door.
Okay, that a lock had been put in.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You also stated in previous testimony that none of the children had ever been vaccinated. Did you find that that was incorrect?
Well, you had told me that Ricardo had received the MMR.
Okay,
Well, so I knew that Ricardo had received at least one vaccination.
okay. Do you recall when we discussed religion and religious beliefs or things like that, that we told you that we did not believe in immunizations?
Yes.
Okay. Did you then take Isaiah to the doctor on June 20th of 2014?
Ms. Wimbush, what is the relevance?
Of Isaiah going to the doctor on June 20th?
Yes.
Subject of immunization, Your Honor.
With regard to immunizations?
That was the alleged reason for the visit, but this is the same,
Your Honor, if she couldn't take the witness stand and oath and testify, I would not be objecting, but that comes later.
All right, if you can't give me the legal basis, not facts, the legal
Okay.
basis for its relevance.
the legal basis for its relevance is that not testimony. Earlier, Ms. Boone stated that, am I okay so far?
I cannot give you advice or answer any questions, so if you're unable to state a legal basis, then I would sustain Mr. Mayfield's objection and ask that you move along,
Okay.
finding that the immunization portion of your question is not relevant.
Okay. Okay. Back to the same question. Did you take Isaiah Wimbush to the doctor on June 20th of 2014?
It was Monday. I took him on Monday, June 23rd.
Do you recall what doctor's office you took him to?
I don't remember the name of it. It was in Lawrenceville.
It was in Lawrenceville. Do you recall what the purpose of that visit was?
Just for a checkup.
Okay. And do you recall the results from the examination of that, or from that checkup?
I took them that day, and the results were sent later on, and the kids were already in foster care at that point, so I was no longer the caseworker assigned.
Okay. Well, as far as the examination,
The results, if they did lab work or, the results of all that.
did the doctor report that Isaiah appeared to be well-built, well-nourished?
Judge, you're safe, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to admit and this comes from the medical information that you gave us.
Testify about a document in front of the jury that has not been admitted for their consideration. So if you want to mark something as an exhibit and seek to have it admitted, then let me have the deputy, let me have the court reporter mark it. Do you seek to have something marked as an exhibit?
Yes, I do.
All right, if I could have the court reporter prepare an exhibit TD1 and mark the exhibit, please. All right, Ms. Wimbush, I don't know what TD1 is. I'm not sure that you've laid a proper foundation, but what is your request at this time?
Your Honor, this is
You can't say what it is, ma'am.
Okay, reserve the document.
Yes, go ahead and show the document to Mr. Mayfield. All right, you can show it to Mr. Wimbush if you want to. All right, so at this time, Ms. Wimbush, are you seeking to move for the admission of TD1 into evidence?
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mayfield, your response?
Objection as to hearsay, relevancy, and lack of foundation.
All right, and I do not know what TD1 is or what the content of TD1 is, but I do find that, based on my lack of understanding of even what it is, that a proper foundation has not been laid for me to consider admitting it. So at this time, I sustain Mr. Mayfield's objection, and it is not admitted at this time due to lack of a proper foundation being laid.
Do you recall completing a registration form at Georgia Family Care LLC on June 20th of 2014 for patient Isaiah Wimbush?
Yes.
Did you just earlier state that you did not take Isaiah Wimbush to the doctor on June 20th, 2014, but that in fact you took him on June 23rd of 2014?
I don't remember the exact date. It was either that Friday or that Monday,
Okay.
after they were brought into care.
Did you state earlier that the picture of Isaiah's abdomen you took personally in your
Yes.
office on June 20th of 2014?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you do recall completing a registration form for Isaiah. During this visit to the doctor, being the same day that you took a picture of his abdomen, did the doctor also take a picture of Isaiah's abdomen?
No, I don't think the doctor took a picture of his abdomen.
Okay. Did you also you said that Ricardo struggled, or that he felt like it was great effort to conjure up, walking up, the energy to walk up some stairs. Did you, having noticed this, did you immediately take Ricardo to the doctor?
No.
No. You said that Ricardo said that his legs hurt? He had leg pains?
He had a limp, and then, yes, he said he had pain in his legs.
Did he describe the pain in his legs, whether or not it came from muscle soreness?
I don't know.
don't know?
No, he did not describe.
Okay, and you said that he walked with a limp, is that correct?
Yes.
And with him walking with a limp, were you concerned enough to take him to a doctor, or you didn't feel like that limp was significant?
When they go into placement, the placement has 72 hours to take the child to a doctor for a physical. So that I knew that was going to happen within 72 hours.
Okay. So you took Isaiah on the 20th of June, within the 72 hours for Isaiah. Did you only take Isaiah that day?
No.
Did you also take Ricardo that day?
No.
Do you know if someone else took Ricardo that day?
I took Ricardo to the placement on Thursday the 19th. So the placement had 72 hours to get him to a doctor. I took Isaiah and the two other boys to the doctor.
Okay. Did Isaiah report feeling ill in any way when you took him to the doctor on the 20th of June?
No.
No? Okay. Was Isaiah throwing up? Did he show any appearance of being ill when you took him to the doctor on
No.
the 20th? Okay. Your visits, okay. You said that when you came out for your initial visit on June 16th of 2014, that you were tasked with doing what at the home?
To do a follow-up visit to gain more information as to how the family functions, and just to get general information about the religious issues and the religious beliefs, and more information as to the parents' your explanation as to why he was in the room in the basement.
So you were told to come to our home to find out about our religious
To-
beliefs?
To clarify some of the religious beliefs and the reasons why he was down in the basement.
Okay. And do you recall who gave you the assignment of coming out to the home to ask about our religious beliefs?
It wasn't just a religious belief, that was one of the reasons why I was sent out there. It was the administrator.
Okay. And you stated that you came back on let's go back to the 16th. On the 16th, when you left, do you recall why you left at the time that you left?
Yes. You and Mr. Wimbush said the Sabbath was approaching, that Sabbath, it was on sunset on Monday to sunset on Tuesday, and because your Sabbath was approaching, that you had to prepare for the Sabbath, and Mr. Wimbush said he was going to go make pies with the children for Sabbath.
Okay. And so you didn't come back on our Shabbat, which was the following day, is that
Exactly,
correct?
out of respect, yes.
And then on the 18th, you
Yes.
returned. Do you recall giving prior testimony that the case was being staffed and you had been actually given an assignment to go out to see Ricardo on that same day?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so when you came to the home on June 18th, your assignment was actually to see Ricardo. Is that correct?
I was following up to see Ricardo, yes.
Okay. On your first visit, on your first visit, was there any instruction about removing Ricardo or anyone from the home?
No.
On your second visit?
On the second visit, we had already staffed with the attorney. We already had gotten the court hearing for Thursday, and the subpoena was sent out on Wednesday. So all that was already in place when I went to your home on Wednesday.
Okay. And that's the same day when you came on Wednesday that you took the pictures of Ricardo when you had been
Yes.
assigned to see him?
Yes.
And took pictures of the room and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, thank you.
All right, any redirect, Mr. Mayfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Boone, thank you, you can step down. All right, Mr. Mayfield, you ready to call your next witness?
Your Honor, as we discussed earlier, maybe a hearing outside the presence of the jury is required.
Okay. How much time do you think you'll need?
15 minutes, Judge.
All right, let's take a 15-minute recess to address some legal issues.